Why is being bonded, insured, and licensed more than just a checkbox? And what risks are homeowners taking if that's not something that their other painters they're looking at have?
Knock on some wood. Never had an insurance claim, right? And that's really because like we don't want our homeowners to ever go through that. It's not
Mhm.
saying we've never made a mistake. One thing that you're gonna see, lead is insane. Like lead is the most scariest thing, absolutely ever. Watching those videos, yes, it was like mundane, going through the motions, but we were able to see how serious it was. That was the biggest takeaway.
Mm.
Was like, don't let anybody touch your home if it's lead unless they are certified. Look at that certification because you're going to harm people around you. It might harm yourself, life or death. Like truly,
Yeah.
it's insane. Just, barely nicking it and exposing that debris into the air. You won't be able to see it. It gets on a toy. Kid, goes,
Mhm.
they have lead poisoning. It's so serious that the more you learn about it, it scared the bejeebers out of us. It's
My
like we came out
friend's
of a haunted
son
house.
yeah, my friend's son had lead poisoning
Sheesh.
severely. It was a
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah. So, those kinds of things. If, the painter doesn't have insurance, you don't see it. All of our accurate written proposals come on the sidebar. There's a drop down with all of our insurances on there. So, like,
Mhm.
you can see all of it. You can see when it expires. Um, you know, what if they get paint all over your roof? Because we're working on roofs. What if? And they don't have insurance and they all of a sudden ghost you.
Mhm.
I ask homeowners when they tell me other horror stories, I go, "Did you Google this person?" I know it sounds silly and like who trusts Google? A lot of people do. Did you Google them? No. I'm like, "Oh my gosh." Like, "Oh my gosh. That person isn't even on Google. Where did you even get their number?"
And to think they're if they're doing interior work, you're having them in your home.
Having their home, right? Carpet, you get paint all over carpet. What are you gonna do? Um, Laminate flooring and into your houses, moving fridges, scratching their laminate. We've
Mhm.
replaced floors for customers. Again, comes out of our pocket, not theirs. It's
Mhm.
a learning moment for us. We got to be better. We got to know better. We got to inform the homeowner better. So we just take it on the chin, So like all those kinds of aspects of like the scariest what ifs.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. What if they get paint overspray all over your car? What if?
Oh, man, that would be so
Who are you gonna call?
bad.
Give us a call.
Yeah.
Like those things. Those are the horrors, some of them that I've seen, heard about.
You someone has actually had overspray on their car.
Mhm. Yeah. It usually happens, like, in, like, apartment buildings and things like that. There's a couple I'm a big fan of Google. I love not only looking at our competition in town, but
Mhm.
our peers in the industry, and
Mhm.
I'm, like, scouring and learning from all of their Google pages everywhere. Um, and yeah, some of them even in town. It's some, like, an apartment building. You really gotta know what you're doing in an apartment setting, which a lot of them you're dealing with a property management company where it's like, "Hey, just get it done. Just get it done." It's like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa. Get all these cars out of here right now."
Well, and if your exterior is the sun beating down on it, is it windy? I mean, all of those things play into it. And
Yep.
if you're just like, go, 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 get it done, don't
Yeah.
take that into consideration.
We got a project out in Watertown right now, an absolute behemoth of a project, on one of the lakes out there, and it's been postponed 2 weeks due to wind. So,
Yeah.
all those factors. We got another house we're putting off with a really dark color until next week when it's gonna be in the 50s. So, like, all of these, like, little tiny things over time are why nobody will even touch us. Nobody will come close.
Mhm.
It's just little tiny things. Nobody has the headspace usually to even look at that. So, yeah.
Yeah, it can be super frustrating, um, if your painter's like, "Well, we can't do it this week because it's windy." Well,
Mhm.
then you super appreciate it because or if it's super hot and
Mhm.
sunny, I mean, it is frustrating, but in the end, you end up with a much better finished product.
Mhm. Yeah. I got an unread text right now from a homeowner who's like, "You're totally right. I checked. I called the paint store. I fact checked you, and I can't wait for next week when it's lower in the 50s." And I'm
Mhm.
like,
Makes a
"Yeah,
difference.
I know,
Yep.
because I love to learn, and we're gonna make mistakes, but if I'm gonna fail very fast. I'm gonna fail forward."
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
mhm.
Okay, so leading into five-star client experience, how does your team approach appearance, branding, and etiquette make you stand out in the industry?
Good question. We try, pick your battles is one thing too. I know there's some Some teams are like, here's our very strict wardrobe. It's a tricky one. We want you to appear professional.
Mhm.
And it's like, how do you make that look like that with most people in a professional setting would say no shorts whatsoever. Well, I don't like that.
But if it's 95 and
Right.
sunny out, I
Yeah.
mean, you don't want your guys melting either.
Yep. Collared shirts are almost a must for all of our guys.
Mhm.
As far as like our leadership team, we call it our
Mhm.
leadership team in the house, 5 of us. Um, and then our painters, we clothe our painters. We really clothe them. Shout out Monarch Sales. We really clothe them. Like we have an order of like $3,000, $4,000 worth of t-shirts and sweatshirts and long sleeves.
And that's not what any other companies do, generally speaking.
I worked for a competitor in town,
Mhm.
one of the best ones, and we had to pay for our own t-shirts. So we clothe all of our guys.
Nice.
I want them, like some of the stuff that we're giving them, like a Carhartt hoodie is like, a lot of you guys are like, dude, this is my nicest sweatshirt. I'm like, what the heck? Are you serious, dude? That's ridiculous. Like, let me hook you up. You know, like when I hear those kinds of things, I'm like, no. We're going to clothe you. We're going to talk to our paint store, see if they can help us out on this. And they have. Shout out Sherwin Williams, shout out Norberg's. They've done that. So like we don't rest until like our people are taken care of. Our leadership team, our painters, we're working with people. It's like, can we slap a Sherwin Williams logo? Can we slap a
Right.
PPG logo there? Like, can we do anything to get more and better t-shirts, dry fit long sleeves? Like those are things that like people, when they're working out in the sun, they want. They want these things. It's usually one of those things that, it's a sticky note on the desk. You know, like I'm like, we care about our people. My project manager, we're sitting there talking. He's tearing up talking about it. You know, his painters that he cares for. I'm like, dude, I feel you. I'm not as emotionally connected to them as I'm. We scaling the business, but like he is where I used to be. So I know exactly where he was because I was the project manager at this company for many years. And so his voice is crackling and everything like that, and he cares. And I'm like, dude, I'm on it. That's my goal. Like that's my job now. It's my responsibility to make sure I can pull that off. So, yeah.
Okay, so communication, you touched on that briefly. What standards do you have put in place to make sure that you're getting that message out clearly and understandably?
Okay, so here's an analogy that we give when we're communicating with homeowners. If it's not valuable, don't say it, don't send it. Similar to a pizza coupon, nobody calls the pizza companies and says, this is annoying, quit sending me pizza coupons. Why? Because they're valuable. If it's valuable information, people will want it. That's the kind of stuff that we want to give homeowners. We want to give them valuable information to where it's never like, oh, 605 painting is hitting, they're in my email again. It's like, we should be educating you with enough value. You shouldn't be giving us that kind of response. And if we do as a business, we got to like look at ourselves and go, are we doing something wrong here? You know what I mean? Like, could we shed some more value here? That's what we do. We work with like our marketing team, and yes, I'm the head of marketing, but I deal with people to help me pull all this off. And it's that value in communicating. So we have automated stuff that we have go out at specific times in the project. Hey, heads up here, heads up there, reminder, we're power washing, close your windows. Again, I learned that because I scoured our competitors in town, Google reviews, and one of the negative ones was, showed up unannounced and power washed inside of my house because my windows were open. And I'm like, okay, noted. I can learn from other people's mistakes without having to go through it myself. Not saying that we're not going to make, but that's just how much research I do. I do all of this. I'm looking at all of I was like, okay, this guy's pretty good painter, right? There's some good painters in town. Where have they fallen? Can I prevent it?
Yeah.
And I start implementing it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So that's like a lot of what I do, not just haircuts and car washes to my leadership team. Like that's what they joke. But yeah, like those are the little nitty gritty things that like, who's going to do it if I'm not doing it? I don't know. I just happen to do it for the moment until we get better systems on that side of things. But yeah.
Nice. Oh, tell us about your post-project follow-ups. How do you make sure the final 5% of a job, when you leave, has a lasting impression?
Okay, so our project manager tries his absolute best. The most important visit of anything is going to be the final walkthrough, ensuring that the caulking was there, because that's where painters are going to skip out on the most, as well as the sanding or the scraping. Those are like the main things that a painter, if they're feeling a little lazy or if they're just getting burned because the sun's cooking them, are going to naturally skip out on, even if they're not like an evil human being purposefully missing. It's like, "Oh, I just didn't have the effort. I didn't even look up there." That's
Mhm.
where our project manager comes through in the back end and make sure, hey, get here, get here, get here, because his pay is affected by that. The amount of callbacks we get. So now he's
Mhm.
got skin in the game.
Yeah.
So as soon as we implemented that, oh boy, he really is like,
Really making sure.
I'm really good at being firmer with a loving tone. He
Mhm.
would argue not necessarily the loving tone, but it's this good fine balance of maybe he's too nice and
But that's that
too hard.
1% every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's like this constant, like really late phone calls up to 2 a.m. a couple days ago, like him and I are having, and it's like, this is what we need to do in that project. Here's what I would do in that scenario. Um, and I'll let him vent. You know what I mean? He has no one to vet to but me. And then it's, here's what I would do, Heath. And every time he's like, thank you. I learned something every time.
Mhm.
So if I can just help him a little bit on that project, a little bit on this project, our customers will be that much better off. But as soon as he started like getting docked pay wise when we got callbacks, it's unacceptable to me. If we have 20 projects and we have one callback, okay. Okay, maybe there's a simple error, 5%.
Mhm.
If it's above 5%, what happened there? We need to look at ourselves and go, are you not looking good enough? Should I create a checklist for you when you're there? Like all these kinds of things that need to be implementing because it's either a people problem or a process problem.
Mm.
And for me, that's why I try to look back at and go, hey, it's not you, bro. That's me. It's a process problem. I
Mhm.
need to create the process so you can follow it. And if we have the process in place, you still don't follow it. Now it's a you thing. So it's a process or people problem.
Well, and if you have that process in place, you're scalable.
Yeah.
Everybody can follow that process.
Yep. Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait. My head's spinning on all the other stuff.
Okay, so for someone who is building or remodeling,
Mhm.
what do they need to think about as far as when they're having a painter come in? Are there any like things to prepare for or things to consider?
The general contractor themselves or the homeowner?
The homeowner. Well, this is homeowner
Maybe a
based, but
little bit of
maybe
both.
both. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah.
From my experience with that, it would be, expectation is really when you get into those kinds of environments,
Hmm.
expectation is everything. We can come in there too and roll and brush the trim. We can do that. Or we can spray it. We can not fill in nail holes. Or we can fill in nail holes, sand, spot prime, and two coat, paint. So all
Yeah.
these like nitty gritty things of what exactly am I paying for when you're building is so vital. And we make sure we check all them boxes because we don't want last minute. Like all of this comes into play. Like the floors should be installed. Most people are like, oh, I'll get the flooring replaced before the painters. And it's like, okay, cool. But like the way we do it, because I'm assuming you want it perfect,
Hmm.
get your floors installed. Then we'll come in and spray the trim because we're going to have to fill it after the install. Nail holes will be there. We
Hmm.
have to fill it. And, if
I
you, I
was going to have you
was going to say,
elaborate on that. So,
yeah, I was going to
why
say,
would someone need to have the nail holes filled and sanded and spot primed and painted and painted?
well, let's say we spray the trim at our shop. Cool.
Hmm.
They're all mint and perfect. Now, the flooring guys, after they install the floors, they go to install these baseboards. Nail punch, nail punch, nail punch, nail punch. There's a black hole. There's a black hole. There's a black hole.
Hmm.
Some homeowners don't mind. Some builders don't mind. Cool. But we're going to cross that bridge before we get there. Are we
Right.
doing that or are we not?
Right.
Because if that's the case, sure, I can put, prime and paint at the shop. But once you install, wait till everybody's out of there. Now we go through, prep off your nice, beautiful, brand new floors, and then we fill, prime and then paint again.